Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in the KT Garage. This is part 47 of the Humvee Super Hawk build project. The weekend is here. I'm getting excited. It's going to be another weekend of putting more work into the Super Hawk. This morning I'm going to go ahead and finish up the speaker assembly, the mid-range and high speaker assembly that I started last week. I still got a few holes to drill and then finish the assembly. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and keep working on the electrical stuff and get that stuff in. So that's the plan for the day. I'll keep you guys posted throughout the day. Well guys, the speaker is finally done. You can see that this is the one I installed last week. I got this one done. This is the driver's side front speaker. And then if you look towards the back, there's the one on the passenger side, and then there's one on the driver's side. So these are pre-wired. All I need to do is get the stereo that's gonna be on the center piece. The stereo is gonna be right here, so I just need to get the wires up to here, and then we're in business. Okay, so what I want to do first today is to cut the fuel door and install these. You still want to get the fuel system done. So now it gets real tricky because the fuel tank locates on the inside, and it's the neck is where I drew this line. I'm not sure if you can see it, but the neck is right here. So for the fuel to flow in, the outside has to be higher. Now I can't have it any higher than where I'm marking here, because if I do this, it's gonna punch right through the inside, and it's gonna be a whole bunch of work, because now I gotta fabricate a piece inside to cover it. Besides, not sure you noticed, but there's a bend from here to here, so I really can't install this on an angle because there's going to be a huge gap on top of the bottom. So I'm forced to kind of put it right here, and it gets real tricky, because if I do this right here, you can see that the inlet is all the way down here. It won't work, so I have to turn it sideways, and that's explaining why it looked like this. So it's going to be sideways, and then I'm going to have to cut and weld a bunch of pieces on the inside to get it to where it's supposed to go in the fuel tank. Now, I made a little template, of course I always do. Make paper template. Now I'm gonna go cut this hole. Okay, so I cut the outer layer, and I didn't realize that when I framed the vehicle, and there's actually another piece of metal before I can get to the fuel tank. So this one's a little bit easier because you see that there's just steel. I haven't painted the inside. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use the plasma cutter for this. It's gonna go a lot faster than this. Okay, so I got the hole cut. Everything fit perfectly, but now I need to verify how much is it that the inside is lowered on the outside, because the fuel needs to be able to flow downhill and then down. So I'm gonna stick this all the way in so I can line up with where the inside is and find out how off I am with my measurements. So that's right in the middle of the inlet. Okay, so I'm about 1.5 to 2 inches higher out here than inside, so fuel is gonna flow in. I'm so close, so, but it's gonna work. So now all I need to do is cut this piece right here. I'm gonna have to bend it several times to get it straight in. I'll give you guys a shot of what I'm looking at on the inside, so you see what I'm dealing with. But basically, I'm gonna fabricate this to go, you know, as straight as I can, and then we'll connect it with the holes. All right, guys, I'll show you what's happening on the inside. You can see that fuel neck right there on top. Then I put a rubber gloves on it and put a rubber band on it. So that's where the fuel is gonna go. So you can see it's pretty much just a straight line from there. It's 2 inches lower than what we have here. So it should work out. Okay, so I'm about to do some cutting, and you can see I started cutting a little bit already. So I marked everything up. I'm gonna start cutting these, and then I'm gonna have to weld a cone. Maybe I'll just cut this section and then cut here and here. See, there's a cone right there, and then we'll see how off I am, and then we'll try to make it work. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this cut. Okay, guys, so here it is. I cut off the neck at around 2.5 inch OD because this is 2.5 inch. So I already marked it. I'm gonna weld it just like that. So when it sits in towards an angle, this is going to be parallel, a little bit above the fuel tank. So connect to that rubber piece inside. I'm gonna go ahead and weld this in. Now, if you look at the trees, it's very windy today. So it makes it extremely hard to weld. So we'll see how it goes with the welding. I might have to go out in the shop and close the door. But I'm gonna try it out here and see if I can get it well together. All right, guys, I spent like a bunch of time trying to figure out how this whole thing worked. Finally got it to work, but it cost me like three hours trying to play around with different things. So what happened is, since it's so tight in there that I can't really lower this part down anymore. So you see what I did was I cut off the tail end of the inlet, and I welded to the top section. You can see it's gonna be like that. And when I have this in here like this, there's that hole. Okay, here we go. So when I bolt it down, it's actually making the turn right away, and it goes straight right into the filler neck where the rubber piece goes. So that's the only way it's gonna work. And I had everything positioned in there. I tack weld, you can see that I tack welded. It's kind of dark, let me see. Yeah, so I tack weld what's in there, and then I took this out, and then I welded over here. So now I'm gonna have to cut a custom piece of steel to kind of wrap around this right here. So when I stick the diesel nozzle in, it just got to go into here, and then this is just like empty space here, and it's gonna be blocked out here. And then this is where the pressure release hose is. So everything's still gonna work. But this way I can get this pipe as far up as I can, and it makes the turn like immediately. So I gain a lot of height that way. Well, guys, I cut a template, and I used the plasma cutter to cut this piece right here. It fit pretty good. I mean, it's as good as it's gonna get. I'm gonna get this welded in. right here, guys. Doesn't look too bad. I mean, the well beast doesn't look very nice, but doesn't matter. It's back here. Nobody's gonna see it. It's plugged real good. There we go. That's the inside. I gotta clean all this stuff up. Give it a fresh coat of paint. I think we're done. Well, and just like that, my weekend's over. It's Sunday night. I gotta stop and come in and get some rest. I didn't get much done this weekend. I'm not very satisfied, but it is what it is. It takes a while to do all this custom stuff because nothing's gonna fit. But I'm happy that at least I get the fuel situation taken care of. I'm gonna throw a coat of paint on that inlet in a couple of days and then waiting for it to dry. So next weekend I'm gonna assemble everything. It should take less than half an hour to get the whole thing assembled. And then I'm gonna move on to something else. I appreciate you guys tuning in to KT Garage. If you like the content, please like and subscribe. Thank you.